October 6th, 2012. We're at the Goose Lake Prairie nature area. It's in the mid-50s, maybe upper 50s, and we're just going to go along and talk about some of the geology of the area, some of the history, and because this is one of the last remaining original prairie areas, we'll talk a little bit about the prairie plants and the flora and fauna. Okay, let's get going. It's about 11:30 in the morning, and we're going to do a little day hike here and then head on back to the city. Okay. This is a wonderful path. This is like walking in a park. It's mowed and it's a lawn. It's not even, it's just beautiful. I don't know if you can see behind me. It's just a beautiful mowed grass. It's like a park. This is really, really nice. I just saw a big hawk about the same size as a redtail. I believe it's not a redtail though, because it had stripes across the bottom of its tail, light and dark stripes across the bottom of its tail. We're here in the prairie, and first week of October. You can see the grasses are all pretty much browned out. It has been, of course, a tough summer, but we'll see. All right, over behind me, we're going to be going up to some mine tailings. They did some coal mining here at the end of the 1800s and into the first half of the 20th century. And we'll go up on those mine tailings. This area, it's all prairie, and it was smoothed out in the last glaciation, the Wisconsin glaciation. And underneath the fertile prairie soil, there's a layer of clay here. As I drove in, into the park on a road called Jugtown Road, and that refers to the potters in this area who used the clay, and they threw earthenware pots and jugs and whatnot, so it became known as Jugtown. Some of the pottery is still in existence. Some of the local historical societies have examples of it on display. I didn't go in the visitor center. I don't know if there's any on display there or not. I might stop at the visitor center on my way back in, but we'll see. Okay, just making some wonderful time. Today, got my pack weight down to 17 pounds. Now, I'm using a Blast 30. It's a Cuban pack, and it's really nice. This pack has some extra features on it. The waist belt, it has the load lifters, it has the pockets, the hip belt pockets. It also has removable carbon fiber stays that I didn't use. You know, only 17 pounds, my total pack weight. I don't need stays. So anyway, yeah, this is Jim signing off for now. Well, that hill there is really a pile of mine tailings that was left over after the mining that went on here as late as 1928, 1930, something like that. I don't know that they were actually mining coal here as late as World War II, but certainly the first 3 decades of the 20th century. Again, these prairie grasses all getting ready for winter. Prairie grasses, you know, they have that deep root system, goes way down into the earth, and there's less of the plant above ground than there is below ground. Some of these grasses can get quite tall. I think you can see some up on that hill. I'd say those are probably in the 5 to 6 foot range. Most of the stuff around here is in the 4 foot range. But there's quite a few different prairie grasses out here. Okay. Look at that beautiful. It's like walking on your front lawn, that trail. Yeah, I don't even need my trekking poles. Well, here's some ponds. I gotta widen out here. Alright, here's some ponds that were the result of the early attempts back in the 1800s to drain Goose Lake. When the European settlers came out here, a consortium of farmers got together and they tried to drain Goose Lake, and while they did in fact get the lake to drain, they never did quite get it to dry. And a lot of small ponds were left as a result, and here's a couple of them. As you walk along in these prairies, if you look behind me, you can see the grass. Turn it this way. You can see that grass back there. This is about the eastern edge of the great prairies that the early pioneers discovered as they came across in their Conestoga wagons. You know, they call them prairie schooners, and you think about it, you could probably see them from miles away. You wouldn't be able to see the wheels, you might not even be able to see the teams pulling them. But you'd see those big Conestogas gliding over the tops of the grass day after day. Those big rock outcrops out there, tighten in on them, that's bedrock. That's some of the original sandstone that underlies the prairie soil. The prairie soil really isn't that deep. 8 to 12 feet, generally in the range of 10 feet. And this is part of that pond. And when the pond was drained, and they dug some of the soil, they found the bedrock here. So it's a sandstone bedrock. And then in the background there you have the Crag Cabin. It was built 1834-35 by a guy named John Cragg. It was actually built about 10 miles away from here in a place called Maison, and then it was moved up here. This cabin is known as the Palace because it has a second floor that was built, added on after the palace was originally built. The Craggs had 6 children and needed someplace for those kids to sleep. This was one of the original structures built in Grundy County. There is a legend that the Crag Cabin was also a station on the Underground Railroad, which ran through the Illinois area. This was rebuilt by a high school group back in the early 80s, the Youth Conservation Corps, and they brought it up here from Maison and put it up here. Yep, known as the Palace, because there's a second floor. Yep. Now there's a festival called the Cabin Festival that's held out here now, sponsored by a local Grundy County group, and they do a reenactment of what life might be like out here in the 1830s and 40s, and they have local crafts folk come out, tanners and weavers and blacksmiths, I would imagine, come out, and and people can local berries, show how folks would have lived back when this place was first built. Well, we're walking on the tall grass trail here, and we're going from a weed area back there to an established prairie. Now these prairie plants are a climax ecology here, and it's a stable community. These are perennial plants, and like I said before, they have a deep root system going down 10 feet even, all the way through the topsoil basically. Allows them to survive in fire and in drought conditions like we had this summer. So you'll see that it becomes more uniform in terms of the grasses. So you look out there, you can see that's the prairie. This prairie here has been here probably 10,000 years, since the Wisconsin glaciation retreated. So you've got the grasses and the flowering plants out here, known as the forbs, and between those two different groups, those are the major prairie components. There's northern prairie dropseed. At this time of year it's drying up, and if you smell it, it smells like buttered popcorn. It smells really good. It's all over this area. Well, I was on the tall grass trail and I went and saw the cabin. Now I've come around onto the Sagashka trail. It's about a 2-mile trail. I stopped in the photo blind and had a payday and some water. Photo blind is on the edge of what is shown as a pond, but after the summer we had, there's no pond left. You can just see where the pond bed is, but there's no water. The photo blind was sponsored by the Goose Prairie Club. I'll have to look up the name of the association, but it's a local group here that helps out with the park and stuff like that. Well, again, this is a beautiful lawn trail. It's firm, but not hard, and flat. Makes for some really nice walking. Okay. Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Well, the park is engaged in a long-term ongoing project to rehabilitate the original prairie here, and they have the interpretive trail. The tall grass trail that I'm on is an interpretive trail, and they have a lot of information regarding the various grasses: little blue stem, big blue stem, Indian grass, sawgrass, northern dropseed. There's all sorts of information on these various plants and the ecology, how the plants survive, what the fire ecology is of the region, what the hydrology is. There's lots and lots of information on this trail. So if you ever come out to this park, there's no trees except for some hawthorn that have survived, but it's a prairie, and it's very informative. I've learned quite a bit here today. Cordgrass. There's a sign there that tells you all about cordgrass. Again, one of the native grasses. And all these various different grasses thrive in slightly different habitats. More moist, less moist, down in a hollow, up on a little hillock like this, and they all have their little niche. And of course, they're all codependent on each other, and that's the whole ecosystem of the prairie. Okay, coming to the end of the trail, the end of my hike today. This is a park that I did not think was going to be all that interesting when I looked at it online, but I must say it has really surprised me with the information that they've provided. I think DNR has done a great job here, and I think I need to give a shout out to the Goose Lake Prairie Club, and I'm going to have to get their official information, and I'll post it up on the blog. Okay, this is Jim signing off.
Hush, little baby, my poor little thing.